everyone, and welcome back to another Storytime video. Today, I am going to talk about the time I had to debate my teacher. Now, before I get into the story, let me just preface this by saying that this was during my freshman physical science class. I almost said biology. Biology, in my mind, is so much better than physical science. Physical science is good, but biology is just so much better. I had a lot more fun in biology than physical science. And that is not a knock on physical science itself, and that is not a knock on the teacher that taught me when I had my physical science class. It's just a matter of the material. I am more of a hands-on type person. I love hands-on assignments. And that's part of the reason why I liked biology so much more. But regardless, so early in the semester, we were supposed to pull topics out of, I think she had a hat, where, of course, one of my classmates would draw one thing, another classmate would draw the complete opposite thing, and they would have to come up with points, arguments. Of course, it's in the title, and I've said it before, or I've had to where I had to debate my teacher, and that's what a debate is. You have an opinion, and you think of reasons why you think that and why other people should take your side versus the other side. Like, why... Well, I'm not gonna... I can't think of a really good example right now. It's like, oh, the one example I could think of is like, oh, why chocolate ice cream's better than vanilla ice cream. And I guess you could have a debate about that, but it's like, yeah. You could have a debate over which way is the best way to a place of business. Would it be taking the back roads or to take the main roads? You can have a debate about that. For example. So, we had an odd number of people in the class, of course, as you can guess. And so I drew non-renewable resources out of the hat. And no one got renewable resources. So for a second there, it's like, oh, well, that's good. I don't need to debate against anybody. And that, as a caveat, if you won your debate, well, as a bonus, if you won your debate against the other person, and it was a class vote too, so the teacher did not get involved, so it was not biased. Well, maybe it was. Maybe people voted for their friends. I don't know. But people voted for whichever side they thought won. And so, of course, whichever side got the most votes won, and that person would get bonus points to their grade. And for a second, I got excited because I did not feel good about debating against anyone when it came to non-renewable resources. That is kind of hard to think of reasons why it would be better than renewable resources themselves. And but my teacher went, okay, so since there's no one to debate against you, I am going to take the side of renewable resources and debate against you. And in my mind, I was like, dadgummit! Dadgummit! And I'm not gonna say the expletive that I thought in my head, but it starts with the same letter as dadgummit. So I had a couple things. Well, I had a couple arguments that I had thought of that I could present, and as I recall, I didn't have really any counterpoints for the arguments that were going to be presented to me, because first off, I didn't think anybody. Well, I didn't know that no one had. Well, I'm kind of remembering details as I go along here. I didn't know that no one had gotten renewable resources until the teacher announced that no one got it. But it's hard for me to come up with reasons why non-renewable resources would be better than renewable resources. Back then, it was virtually impossible for me. But even now, as I've gotten older and smarter since then, it would still be pretty tough. But I will admit that I should have dug a little bit deeper and tried a little bit harder to find reasons why renewable resources were better than, or non-renewable resources were better than renewable resources. And so I think one of my main arguments was, well, what happens if we don't have sunlight or we don't have wind? And the teacher was able to easily combat that by saying that we would have enough built up that it wouldn't matter at all. It's like, and the worst part is that I wasn't confident with my stuff. And you know why. The no arguments and debating against the teacher. Double whammy. GG. Not well played. You suck. Get out of here. And, well, that's not what she said, but. So, of course, the teacher won the debate. And I got one pity vote from somebody. And I have to give this teacher credit. Now I like this teacher. I rode the bus with her daughter that was a grade above me for my first 3 years of high school. And I think she still lives down the road from where I live. So, I think that it might have been a little bit of that, plus the fact that she's cool in general, and she allowed me to get the bonus points to my grade because I had to debate against her. And she knew that it would be so tough to debate against her. Of course, the teacher. But yeah, I do appreciate her allowing me to have those extra points. Even though technically I didn't earn them, and I bet that even if I had debated against one of my classmates, I think I still would have lost because the whole thing where I couldn't think about arguments for why renewable resources are better, because I flat out think that renewable resources are so much better than non-renewable resources. And I bet that I have misspoke and called non-renewable resources renewable resources at some point, or maybe vice versa throughout this video. But I do not care, and you guys probably know what I mean. Either way. But yeah, it's hard for me to keep track of the stuff in my mind when I'm remembering details as I'm telling this story. But yeah, so. Oh, by the way, this game in the background, well, before I end off the video, might I say that this game in the background, kind of a little known game. It's called Mutant Football League, in case you're curious. I blew the Lost Wages Invaders out. I played as the Carolina Panthers, as you can see, basically the Carolina Panthers versus the Las Vegas Raiders, but of course, due to copyright, they can't use any of the names or logos. And it is a very comedic, kind of cartoonish game. I don't want to say cartoonish game because this is a rated M game, but if you're looking for a good alternative to Madden, I suggest to pick this up. I bought it on Steam during the winter sale for like $10 or something. So in case you're wondering, that's what kind of gameplay, that's what game this is in the background. And yeah. And see us, guys. I do believe that will do it for this storytime video. And till next storytime video, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching.